Namaskar. Welcome to this module on care and management personal hygiene of people living with dementia. In this module, we will be covering personal hygiene in people living with dementia. Why is it difficult to maintain personal hygiene of people living with dementia? Why is it important? Types of hygiene issues amongst people living with dementia and how to assist them. What is hygiene? Let's look at what is hygiene to begin with. According to WHO, hygiene refers to a condition and practice that helps to maintain health and prevent the spread of disease. Let's look at it again. Hygiene, as per WHO, refers to a condition and practice that helps to maintain health and prevent the spread of disease. Personal hygiene refers to maintaining the body's cleanliness. Let's look at why is it difficult to maintain personal hygiene in people living with dementia. People living with dementia are often forgetful. They say something and then the next moment they forget about it. So, forgetting about activities is one of the main difficulties of people living with dementia. Their personality changes. Right at this moment, there will be something, and the next moment their personality might be aggressive. That's the second consideration. For people living with dementia, the tasks are often too confusing and they are complicated. There is also fear which needs to be looked at for people living with dementia. Let's look at why is personal hygiene important for people living with dementia. That personal hygiene increases the quality of life of patients. Once you're clean, you feel good, you feel nice. It also prevents infectious diseases from occurring. The rate of depression, it has been seen, once a person is clean is very less than in those who are not kept clean and tidy. Of course, all this leads to a healthy life and keeps them healthy. It also is seen that once you maintain a personal hygiene, it improves your sleeping habits. Personal hygiene also makes them confident in their social relationship and social interaction. In the previous slides, we had considered certain factors for personal hygiene like bathing, toileting, dental care, dressing, grooming and shaving. Let's look at each one of them separately. Bathing is often considered to be one of the most difficult tasks for a caregiver caring for people living with dementia. As we all know, this is a very intimate experience which is very close to oneself, and allowing somebody to support you in this kind of an experience creates some kind of unpleasant or intrusive experience. Behavior during bathing of a person living with dementia can be that they are restrained and they are very rigid. They feel that there is a loss of independence and privacy. Their sensitivity also increases a lot. Fear of falling is one of the most common fears which contributes to fear of bathing. Some past experiences of the dementia patients can lead to them fearing that they will fall in the bathroom. For example, if they have fallen in the bathroom previously, that can also contribute to the overall fear of falling, leading to fear of bathing. Fear of drowning. Again, taking cue from their past experiences, the patient can feel that if they go near the water or if the water is poured on top of them, they will drown. Here are certain tips for caregivers to assist them during bathing process of a person with dementia. Before you begin, be organized and planned. Gather the bathing supplies, gather the soap, gather the towel and any other tools which you want which can assist you in giving the bath. Make the room comfortable. This can also mean that you make the room temperature adequate, the water temperature adequate, and make the environment conducive for the person living with dementia. Monitoring water temperature. This is one of the important factors which can contribute to fear in the person living with dementia. Monitoring water temperature can lead to a very soothing or a very unpleasant experience. It's very important for the caregiver to be prepared before allowing the patient to come inside the bathroom. The caregiver needs to be very gentle with the patient in getting him inside the bathroom and making him take the bath. Having a smile also works sometimes. The soap, the shampoo and the other supplies should be placed within the reach of the caregiver. It should not be kept in such a place for the caregiver that it is uncomfortable or hard to reach. It is also important for the caregiver to include the patient in the whole process of taking the bath. The patient will consider himself drawn in the process and will feel part of the whole exercise. This will also create a sense of responsibility in the patient. Respecting the person's dignity. It's very important for the caregiver to respect the carer's dignity. Not talking to them in a foul manner, not using harsh language, tone, goes a long way in establishing a rapport, and particularly for the caregiver to make the carer take the bath. Being flexible. This is one of the very basic tenets of a caregiver. The caregiver has to be very flexible in terms of, let's say, if the patient does not want to take a bath right now. So the caregiver should not be forcing the patient to take the bath right then, but making the whole environment conducive and talking to the dementia patient again. Even if the patient is not ready to take bath again, the caregiver must generally leave for the moment and then catch up with the bathing process at a different point in time. Helping the person with dementia feel in control. It is very important, as we looked at, to make the dementia patient feel a part of the whole process and that he is doing the things himself. Giving him or her choices will make them feel that they are in control, which will boost their confidence as well as morale. It's also very important that a person who has done this process with the dementia patient is continuing the same process again and again. Familiarity, or a familiar person who has done this previously with the dementia patient, not only adds to the overall confidence of the dementia patient, but also takes one step further in increasing their control. It's also important that the person is of the same sex as the dementia patient. It's very important that the bathing process is made to be an activity not of stress but of enjoyment. Let's look at certain steps by which we can make this activity more enjoyable for the patient as well as the caregiver. Things which happen at regular time often creates an habit. A habit once formed is very easy to follow. So setting a time for bathing is very important. Simplifying the whole bathing process is also one of the key in making the patient or the dementia person adopt to the whole process. Coaching the person through each step, explaining them what is going to happen, explaining them what the caregiver is doing, goes a long way in boosting the confidence. Reminding them of what is to be done next by giving them certain cues. The cues can be both verbal and non-verbal. Reminding also goes a long way in creating confidence in the dementia patient to adopt to the whole bathing process. Using a bench or a bath chair is very important for a dementia patient, as he or she might lose sense of control. It's important for the caregiver to clean all the hard to reach areas for the dementia patients. Taking a bath should not just be a process of putting water and cleaning it. The bath has to be properly done taking into consideration all the hard to reach areas of the dementia patient. Sometimes we can also see that overall bathing is not possible due to the mood of the patient or maybe the overall environment. In such cases, we can use sponge bath as an option. Sponge bath also needs to be administered very carefully, and it has to reach all hard to reach areas in order for the person to feel clean and nice. We looked at the bathing process and how to make the patient feel comfortable while taking a bath. Now let's look at certain points to check what happens after the person is given the bath. It's very important to check whether there is any signs of bodily rash, sores or any residue from the bath after the bath has been done. This checking can be done in a systematic manner while going through each and every part of the body. Seat. It's important for the patient to be seated while he or she is being dried. This gives a sense of control to the patient as well as good amount of area to the caregiver to clean the patient. Needless to say that during the whole process, the caregiver has to be very gentle in his or her approach. Let's move on to the next point in personal care, which is toileting. Many people with dementia have loss of bladder or bowel control. Causes for this can include inability to recognize natural urges, forgetting where the bathroom is, or a side effect of a medicine. If this occurs, the caregiver should look at taking the patient to a doctor to rule out any kind of medical problems as a cause. Assisting in toileting. We look at various steps of how a dementia patient can be assisted in toileting. One of the very basic things is removing obstacles in the way of the dementia patient while going to the toilet. This can be making sure that any kind of piece of cloth, wire is not there in between the area where the dementia patient is seated or he or she is lying down to the toilet. It is important to make sure that there is a clear way provided from the area to the bathroom. Creating visible reminders also helps the dementia patient to go to the toilet, like posting a sign or a picture of a toilet on the bathroom door and using colored toilet lids and bathroom rugs. One can also be very innovative in terms of putting up a chart on how the toileting process is done. This can also include right from where the patient sits on the toilet, pulls down his or her pants, to getting a wipe, wiping it, putting the wipe in the dustbin, to flushing the toilet. The instructions can go as far as turning on and off the water tap for washing the hands. Offering reminder is also a great way to encourage the persons living with dementia to go to the bathroom. Encouraging the person to use the bathroom regularly also forms a habit. The caregiver needs to look out for signs of agitation like pacing that may indicate that there is a need to go for the patient. Incontinence is termed when the person has no control over his or her bladder. Identifying when the incident occurs is one of the important aspects on how to correct it. When the incident is being identified, then the preparation can be done accordingly. For example, if it happens every 2 hours, then the person needs to be directed to go to the bathroom before that particular time. Reducing fluid intake in the evening or scheduling bathroom visits in the middle of the night can also lower incontinence. Try using a bedside commode to get a better result. Considering incontinence product to stop incontinence can also be one of the ways to overcome this. Rubber sheets or incontinence pads on the person's bed. It is often seen that people living with dementia are very embarrassed when incontinence happens to them. It's important to be very supportive and help the person retain a sense of dignity. The caregiver needs to offer his or her reassurance to reduce embarrassment by the patient. Dental care. It is a known fact that it is through the mouth the food enters the body, which gives us energy. It's very important to have a proper dental care so that oral hygiene is maintained. Proper care of the mouth and teeth can help prevent eating difficulties, digestive problems, and extensive dental procedures down the road. However, for dementia patients, brushing can be a challenge because the dementia patient might forget the importance of oral care. How does a caregiver assist the person with dementia in his or her oral care? To assist, the caregiver must provide short and simple instructions. Merely saying brush your teeth might not be sufficient. It has to be broken down into further steps. For example, hold your toothbrush, put the paste on the toothbrush, brush your teeth with the toothpaste, and revolve your hand up and down. Go behind, go forward. Using a watch me or a hand over hand technique might also help here. Holding the toothbrush and showing the person how to brush his or her teeth, or putting hands over the person's hand gently and then guiding them to use the brush might be effective. If the person seems agitated or uncooperative, postpone the brushing until a later date or time. It's important for the patient to be very comfortable while administering oral care. Monitoring daily oral care. Brush teeth or denture after each meal. Remove and clean dentures every night. Very gently brush the person's gum, tongue, and roof of the mouth. Try to floss regularly. Take notice of any signs of mouth discomfort during mealtime, such as the person refusing to eat or making strained facial expressions while eating. These signs may point to mouth pain or dentures that don't fit properly. There are different types of toothbrushes which are available. Soft bristle children's toothbrush, long handled or angled toothbrush, and electrical toothbrush. There is an option available out of these of whichever can be used to the patient. Keeping up with regular dental visits for as long as possible also helps in oral care. Let's move on to dressing. Physical appearance of a person contributes to increasing the self-esteem. For a person with dementia, choosing and putting on clothes can be very frustrating. The person may not remember how to dress or may be overwhelmed with the choices of the task itself. Certain points to help the dementia patients in dressing can be simplification. Simplify choices. Don't give many options to the dementia patients. Organize. Have everything organized well in advance so that the dementia patient has very less time in deciding. Comfortable. Choose comfortable and simple clothing. Flexible. Be flexible as always. Maybe the dementia patient wants to take some time in deciding. Grooming. A person with dementia may forget how to comb his hair, clip fingernails, or even shave. He or she may forget what is the purpose of items like a nail clipper or a comb. To assist in grooming, form a routine. It's very important to form a routine and continue in the same pattern. Favorite. Use his or her favorite toiletries for grooming. Tools. Use safer, simpler grooming tools. Perform tasks alongside with the person or involve the person alongside. Shaving. At first, carers may simply need to remind the person with dementia to shave each day. That's the first step. If they are used to an electric razor, they can probably continue to shave without supervision for longer. If they are used to traditional razors and begin to cut themselves often, carer will need to assist or supervise shaving or maybe even need to do it for them. Ear care. A buildup of earwax can be a problem for some people and can lead to unnecessary hearing impairment. Speak to their doctor about the best ways to deal with earwax. A person with dementia may forget about or have difficulty in cutting his or her nails. It's important that it is done regularly because uncut nails can lead to problems. It may be useful to enlist services of a parlor. Consider whether the person enjoys having his or her nail clipped, pointed, or manicured. Some of the general consideration for assisting people with dementia in their personal hygiene are being flexible, adapting to the person's preference, helping the person be as independent as possible, guide them step by giving them directions, speak in soft, simple, and short sentences, avoid rushing the person through the task, encourage, reassure, and often praise when they have completed an activity. Watch for non-verbal communication. Experiment with new approaches whenever possible. Consider using different products. Be patient, understanding, and sensitive. Thank you.